Hey guys, welcome back to Just Carve Rob. And you might be asking yourselves, Rob, what are we carving today? We're carving a basswood bug boy. We've carved the squid guy, we carved a bug boy, we've carved a crab guy, and we are carving this guy here. He's going to be made out of a piece of 3/4 inch wide by 2.5 inch tall basswood, and we'll be using the cut saw extreme burr. I should probably take them to the bandsaw and cut them out, but we're going to do it all with the cut saw extreme burr. We're going to get them all shaped up here, so let's get that started. All right, so here we go. We're going to shape this guy up. So you might be asking yourself, what happened to Just Carve Rob? Well, I finally caught that COVID bug, and I'm still feeling it. Even after a couple weeks later, still feeling it. So we're shaping this guy up with that. We're marking out where his antennas are going to be. It's going to be a little bit different than the other one that you see. I'm putting those little humps in there, but they're actually going to be long antennas. I don't know if you can see the light sketching on the top. I would suggest using, if you're going to make this guy, use a block of 1x1. Give him a little more depth. And this video is brought to you by Sean Brooks, who sent me this basswood. Yep. Thanks, Sean. Sean sent us a pack of basswood some time ago, and we've been making things out of it. And this just happens to be one of those pieces. It was like an assorted pack of basswood. You can pick them up at Hobby Lobby, or Menards has them. I don't know about Lowe's, but I know Menards has them over by the dowel rods. So we're doing a little shaping here. I see our buddy Kevin Doherty. He has 2 channels now. He has Sticks and Stones wood carving, and he has Kevin Doherty for beginners wood carving. So go check out Kevin. Kevin's put out a challenge to the wood carving community to carve, the last summer thing would be a marshmallow on a stick. Marshmallow on a stick. So go over there and check out Kevin, either at Kevin Doherty or at the old Sticks and Stones. I believe it's on both of his channels. So go check them out. While we're carving this bug guy up here. See, this is where I decided to just make the antennas long and worry about them breaking off later. Well, I kind of, what I do when I get into thin antennas and stuff like that, I'll use the CA glue or crazy glue, whatever you want to call it, glue. And I will, because it's so thin, that cheap dollar store crazy glue is so thin that it will actually suck right into the wood grain. And which, once it hardens up, it creates a less breakable situation. It's just a little side trick for you guys. Just to, like I said, creates a much less breakable situation. So I suggest using CA glue on little tiny stuff. Like when I made the crown for the Gnome King, I used CA glue on the points of the crown so they would not snap off. And believe me, I've dropped that guy quite a bit since then, and hey, he's still got the points on his crown. All right, Jordy Johnson over at Carving Fusion. That's right. Hey, don't forget, Jordy has his giveaway coming up. I believe the drawing will be on September 15th, where you could win something. Actually, he has a bunch of prizes. One of them happened to be a carving that Ben over at Studio on the Lake has made. And there's a carving from justcarverob that will be given away. So if you have any questions, go over to Canadian One Dude is Jory's email. And of course, you can get a hold of him on Carving Fusion. Or you can get a hold of them at Carving Fusion World of Woodcarvers Original on Facebook. All right. I see Ben over at Studio on the Lake has gone dark. But remember, guys, his shop burnt down. His studio on the lake burnt down last fall when it was cold. His potbelly wood stove backfired and set the studio on fire and burned it to the ground. So I got a feeling that Ben has been rebuilding the studio. Now I can't, there's no guarantee on that, but Ben's a busy man. He's a helicopter pilot, and he works on old cars, and he is growing his, he likes growing a garden, so he's probably working on that. It's summertime. So, where I've been sick and fighting depression here for the last several weeks, it's a real struggle, guys. Anybody that has depression or an injury that prevents them from doing stuff that they want to do creates a lot of depression. And I'm there with you people. I feel you. That's what I've been dealing with myself. So it's a struggle. Every day is a struggle. And you guys that deal with it know what I'm talking about. It's no fun. You just get in such a mood that nothing you want to do or you're too impaired to do brings you any joy. And that's my problem. So, enough of my whining. And hopefully we can get into that challenge that Kevin's put out. See how we feel for the marshmallow on a stick. Kind of reminds me of the challenge we had here last winter, I believe. It was a snowball on the wall. I think Kevin said he will be giving away a chainsaw carving. So like I said, if you want more information on that, go over and check out Sticks and Stones Wood Carving or Kevin Doherty. Like I said, he has two channels. The Kevin Doherty channel is for the beginners, and the Sticks and Stones Wood Carving channel does a lot of beginner stuff, but also does some advanced carving. I heard it from a birdie that Kevin's working on a new video for expressions on your wood spirits, how to change them up. Can't wait for that one, Kevin. And don't forget, Sean Brooks, heck of a guy. He's doing some wood burning over there where he is. I believe he's in Missouri. And Larry Dibb, Chris Snow, Claire. I'm not even going to try saying her last name because every time I try it, she yells at me. That's not my last name. But she knows who she is, Claire. And Spike and Luann and oh, there's so many of you guys. I always say this, but I really need to start writing names down so I don't want anybody to feel left out because you're all my friends and I like to share videos with you when I can. So let's get back to this guy. We're still using the Cut Saw Extreme Burr. Getting in there and shaping them up. I gotta say though, this is some of the fuzziest basswood that I've carved. So it's just not taking a good finish as far as sanding and all that. It just keeps fuzzing up on me. So I'm gonna have to clear coat them and then go back and sand them again. Yep, that happens. So we're just gonna have to I like using the Mod Podge or Decoupage to coat them with. That way there, all the little fuzzy stuff that's popped up kind of gets glued and sucked into the wood so that we can just go ahead and sand all that mess off from there, or come back with a knife and cut it off. That's pretty much dealer's choice on that, on what's going to work and what isn't going to work, to get them kind of flat. I always like the knife facets left from the knife, but this guy, we did do some knife work on him, but I would say he's 90% done with the Dremel or the micromotor. And the nice thing with the Mod Podge, if you do have to go back with a knife to like shave them, the knife will cut right through the Mod Podge like nobody's business. But we're not really trying to carve, we're just trying to shave them, because like I said, the wood grain won't lay down. And it's always hard to decide where you're going to carve your stuff, because you know, you don't have x-ray vision. You can't see which way the wood grain is going to cause your problems. So you just got to carve it and then deal with whatever else comes up as it comes up. So you can see we're getting them roughed in there. We've got the knife. We're undercutting his arms. And now we're looking at him, and we're going to put the face on this guy. We're using that justcarverob upswept knife there to get into the tight areas and get those arms undercut. Say hi to Liz, and you can see we're fine tuning. Oh, there we go with the upswept knife to cut the eye in, and the eyebrow, I guess you would call it, over top the eye. And now we're cutting the eyelid in over top the eye. He only gets one eyelid, right over top of his eye. And that's why yep, we're going to start shaping the eyeball, or make it look like the big buggy eyeball is up underneath the eyelid there. And now we're working around the eyeball itself. Get that cut in. And like I said, we're going to put this, we got to cut the eye back up underneath the eyelid, so it's going to go in pretty deep. That's why he kind of looked like he was funnel shaped, because I knew we'd have to remove a lot of material for the eye off the front side, so I left the extra wood there by the eye, or where the eye was going to go, because I knew I had to go pretty deep to make that eye pop out as far as I wanted it to. And so that's what we're doing with the knife. I just can't seem to get the hang of little eyeballs with the Dremel. So I tend to revert back to my knife, because I can get a much finer cut with the knife. And yeah, well, I like to whittle anyway, so gotta stop making excuses here. But with the knife, I can get a much cleaner cut. So I'll bounce back and forth between the Dremel and the knife. And with this particular piece of wood, I tried using the ruby burrs. I tried using the diamond burrs. It just seems that they do not want to give me a smooth enough finish on them. I think I've got the piece of wood that I'm using, the way the grain's running, and I've tried sanding it both ways, you know, top to bottom, bottom to top, and it's just not making a difference as far as the wood fluffing up. Like, it almost looks like fur. Now, if I was doing an animal, it'd be all right, because it'd be helping me with like a fur texture. But this guy, I don't think has fur, so it's not helping me out. Is what I'm getting at. It's not helping. So we just have to throw some Mod Podge on them. Then I really don't like running the diamond burrs through the Mod Podge after you put it on, because it will plug them up. Gotta remember, it's almost like a white glue, the Mod Podge is. Now, I have done that with poly shade, and that plugs them up too. So a piece of good old piece of 220 sandpaper probably is the best option for it, because it's sandpaper. If you plug it up, who cares? Just get another piece of sandpaper. But you go plugging up your burrs, and it can get pretty expensive after a minute of plugging them up. And I think everybody is doing summer stuff. I haven't seen a lot of new videos out of people. Dan Carpio, C-A-R-P-I-O, hasn't been doing much carving, but like I said, it's summertime, so everybody's doing their thing. Now we're working on cutting his mouth in. We're going to cut in deep in the corners to make the teeth look kind of rounded. I know it's just a little bug guy. Why you want to be so specific? I just like making a little more, give him a little more depth of character, I guess, right? Depth of character. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. And you can see where I'm fighting that wood. See how it's slabbing off from there? And we're trimming up. We're going to put that eye in deeper yet. Then I decided to change his pupil. Instead of looking down, he's going to be looking up, because he's a little short guy, right? The little tiny guy is always looking up. And we're just going to work that mouth in. Get that chip out of there. You see how I went deep into the corners of the mouth? And to put his teeth in, we're just going to use the wood burner on a low setting. So we'll be using the razor tip. Yep, that's it. The razor tip wood burner turned way down. But once again, these guys with these little tiny features can be hard to cut in with a knife or a Dremel or chisel or gouge or lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. And now we're giving him a little bit of lip. We're going to make his mouth stick out a little bit. So we're going to give him a little bit of a bottom lip, and a little bit we'll make a swoop cut under his eye to give him that upper lip, I guess. Upper lip. Now you can see I burned his pupil in there, but that's going to change. That will change. And there he is, burning. I carved it. I separated his legs, and that's why we're leaving him on that little block of wood on the bottom there, so they can stand. You know, if you left them little pin legs all the way down, I don't think he'd be able to stand very good. All right. All right. So this is what he came out looking like, our little bug guy. It's green. He's standing on a rock because he wants to be taller. As always, share, subscribe, and like. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. Carve something awesome. And remember, just carve. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.